actually I can hear it. All right. Welcome back. All right. Sex schedule in marriage. Sex schedule in marriage. So, one of the things when we first featured on TB's platform.
Yes.
There was that 48-hour thing. Some people are here because of that. They are still They're still fantasizing about it.
Yeah.
Still fantasizing like, I want to do this. Like, you want to do.
Like, how do you make that work? It's doable.
You want to do every 48 hours, right?
No, wait. Are people trying to say they can't do every 48 hours? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, but when you say that, just like any talking point, somebody took that and registered here, and it's supposed to be every 48 hours.
No,
indefinitely.
There's lapses sometimes. For example, a woman has time that she has a period.
How long is that typically? I don't even know what the average is for average woman.
3 days. Some people it's 5 days. I think I've even had 7 days too.
Mm-hmm.
So, in those moments, clearly, every 48 hours is not going to work.
Yeah, the 48 hours thing, but that's only for how many days? 3 to 5 days in a month?
For me, it's 3 days.
Was that average for women?
I'm not sure what the average is.
Okay, all right. So, let's just say blank out about 4 or 5 days of the month.
Let's just say,
of the 30
like
days in a month, right?
Yeah.
So, the rest of it is what we're talking about.
Right.
Every 48 hours, right? Is that reasonable? Is that ideal? Should anyone be looking forward to that? Is that, or what does that look like in real life? Now we already see some people who are married, you already say, 48 hours.
48 kidney. Well, again, so it depends. So, for me personally,
she said 7 or annoying ass days.
Wow,
over
here. That's very long. Yeah.
Sorry, baby. Let me read my brother's. He said, Mr. Ola, some couples are debating ring and how much it should cost, as well as how much wedding should cost. Why should people enter extra basic? Because
real talk.
Right? If you're having that conversation, it's bad. The issues are deeper. You need to go back to the real issues.
Wow.
No one should be debating with you how much ring should cost. It should be how much you want it to cost. But anyway, and avoid all the articles on the internet about that too.
You should bill. Yeah.
Obviously, it's not that simple.
Maybe
that's why they're
person
asking.
Is not the person for you.
Hey.
If you ask me to marry you, and I'm worried about how much you paid for that ring.
Yeah, like wow.
It's somehow. I don't know. Call me a traditional woman, but for me, it's not making sense.
It should be at least 10 grand.
Oh,
it should be.
So I can show off for my friends.
So for I'm sorry.
And by the way, when I got my ring, I was hella shocked.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
We're not gonna tell them how much it was. Either.
Oh my God! I was like, wow.
We're not telling. Right, because that you didn't even know proposal was coming.
I didn't even know.
Anyway, that's that. So about the sex schedule, how does that look like? Let's just say given 30 days. What does that look like in real life? Right? Because when you say that, I want us to be aware that when you say that, right, people think it's supposed to be like that. There's a man here right now. The Holy Spirit is telling him, say, your mates are doing every 48 hours. We know that. We know after all there's a few days that you are doing the alejo, the stranger thing. But
for me,
right? What would you say to that guy?
No, don't even do that. That's not fair. Comparing, that will kill your marriage. You can't compare. Now, that's why I want to say that it depends on the couples, right? So, for me personally, those are times that we are bonding together. I enjoy it. You enjoy it. We take the time out. I don't want to have
distractions
with bad energy or because it's a duty. For me, it's not a duty. It's not. I have to enjoy it. If I'm not having fun, it's not happening. And call me crazy when I'm not going to lie down there and be punished.
What if I made you lie down there?
You cannot make me lie down. Good job.
I know.
I know what I want. Exactly.
Your
So
mates
for
are
me,
doing.
do you like
Somebody
it?
heard you on Antipodos Day that day. You know.
Eh,
Yeah, the Holy Spirit is telling me somebody heard you,
oh,
and
you and this Holy
and they were
Spirit.
like, your mates, Mr. Ola over there is
No,
enjoying. Can you
I
go
lie.
and ask her how she does it?
It's also the way
If I told you that, if I was the one that heard that on the podcast and I came to tell you, what would you say?
you won't get any. For the next 2 weeks, I'll make sure it's closed. Because you're not paying attention, obviously. Why do I want to continuously kerewa with you?
Because it's duty and responsibility.
No,
Was that a
it's
trick
not.
question?
No, it's not.
Was that a trick question?
It's not. It is a question for you.
Was that a trick question?
For you. Yeah.
Okay, this is
Why?
the moment I choose to go with it's a duty and responsibility.
No, it's because I feel safe and secure. It's because you're my best friend. It's because I love you, because I enjoy doing it.
Right.
It's not because I'm being forced to. Anything that you being forced to do, you will rebel against. Okay? So the word
Now
duty,
or later?
the word duty automatically, I'm sorry. I know that's how marriage maybe is a duty, but for me, this
Is default duty responsibility is not enough to carry marriage. Okay, it's just you're going to do duty and responsibility in marriage anyway. I don't know why we have to force our throat out of our neck.
Why would you want that kind of kerewa from someone?
Right.
Some kind of duty kerewa. It's not gonna be fun.
Right, we're soft. We want kerewa in a way that we enjoy. But anyway, let me just say this. Let me say this to this topic. Right, set schedule in marriage. I think it can happen a lot every 48 hours. It can. But the idea of holding your feet to the fire that it must be that way, it's just not realistic.
You'll feel.
On Men of Prestige here, we talked about once a week by professionals is considered healthy.
Oh, once a week?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
But just like you can't use the 48 hours, you can't use
the
that
once a week.
against me.
Switch it.
I want 3 times a day.
I switch it to
Okay,
once a week.
3 times a day.
I'm like, whoa,
Right.
that's good to hear.
So it's about people. The problem with marriages and relationships these days is that people push the extreme, and this thing is never extreme. It's just think about you when you want to indulge in a small cake, just you as a human being. Now you and this other person are one now. So for a while, it's going to take work for you to realize that sometimes they want to indulge in a little bad behavior sometimes. Something you would consider bad because at the end of the day, you're still a different individual, right?
Right.
But you have a little blue balls, but they're not feeling it. Or she's feeling like something and she feels like you're moody and all messy, and then you mess up the night for her. And she was already cooking in her head how she was going to get down that night, right? So pushing rules and regulations, as good as they can be for any kind of structure, it can work against you.
I don't like rules. I like guidelines.
It can work against you. Why? Because there's another human being involved. See, when you set rules for yourself, you set rules for yourself. At the beginning of the year, you set New Year resolution, right? How long does it take you before you break it?
For you to break it.
Okay.
That's true.
You're probably going to break it in the first 3 days. You forget about the rules you set, all right? And just think about if this person was part of your body right now. Now you need to apply grace, because in reality there are 2 different individuals, but you apply grace and they might feel differently sometimes. Okay, just leaving some room for that will get you more kerewa. Did you hear what I just said? I don't think it was loud enough.
Maybe you're dramatic.
Just being aware of that enough.
Oh my God.
Will get you more kerewa than bitching and moaning about not getting kerewa. Okay, that's just one thing. There are probably 4 other things. Your particular situation will vary from people to people, right? That's enough. So now, 48 hours, you can have lots of moments where it's 48 hours and it feels like you're doing back to back. You're going to have those weeks that it's just dry.
Dry moments.
Okay? You're going to... But here's what I want you to start thinking about in 2023, if you're listening to me. It's not about how often. How often matters. Because if you haven't done it in 3 months, marriage doesn't exist, okay?
According to the
Muslim religion, to the Islam religion, right?
Yeah.
But no, I adopted it. I'm not Muslim. So now after if you tend to be going almost 2 weeks before you do it, that's not healthy too. That's a lot of room for division to come into your relationship.
Right.
Okay. That's a lot of room for division to come into you're giving the devil all kind of space. That's what you're doing by waiting, almost going to 2 weeks every time. There's so much that's happened in 2 weeks, right? So it's very important to pay attention to that too. Now, in terms of it must be 48 hours, no, it's not about 48 hours.
Yeah.
It'd be nice, but what about, are you having a good experience? Are you creating unforgettable experience every single time?
Yeah.
It's not about how often, to an extent, okay? It's not about
Because
how
you
often,
men want it all the time.
right? But how well. See, how well, if you do quickie or non-quickie, how well
How was the
did
experience?
it go into here? Like somebody said I was Agbo earlier. Did you feel it as Igbo? Right? How well was it done? It's what you should be focused on as opposed to how often. And it starts with, gentlemen, let me speak to you. It starts with, if she feels heard, you can penetrate everything. Okay? If she doesn't feel heard, everything closes up. Everything shuts down. Right?
Penetrate everything minus one.
Yeah, that's BS. I try to make her feel heard. You see that attitude? That's your problem. That's your problem. That attitude right there. But I tried that, it didn't work. You know?
Well, you had no patience.
What do you mean it didn't work? First of all, what does it didn't work mean?
Because you
What happened there?
Because you're looking for immediate, you want to fix it immediately and you want it to work now. You have to have patience.
Yeah.
That's
It's not,
part of the problem.
we're talking about, you're trying to stimulate somebody mentally, emotionally, right? So your actions towards the direction of right and wrong will work against you all the time. Okay? The right thing she should do is give you some all the time. It doesn't mean you're still not getting some.
So you want a PT Kirewa.
If you're like most of us regular guys, I don't know what kind of person you are. You're not gonna enjoy PT Kiriwa anyway. You won't.
That's gross.
So it's, for me personally, it's the experience, and I think a lot of people that may not have had good experience in terms of proper Kiriwa experience, like all that kind of, right? If you haven't done that, you're chasing after a little tail just for a quickie, and you're missing out big time. You know, you're missing out big time. And I'll just say, in terms of schedule, just be unrealistic expectation can actually make it worse for you. Okay, you're dealing with another human being. I think once a week, on average, is healthy. There are weeks you might do 3. There are weeks it might be nothing. There may be weeks that it might be 2. There may be weeks like that right there. If you're making each time a good experience, if you as a lady make sure you put in your effort as well to make it a good experience, right? Do what you have to do. Find out, learn about your own body so that you both can have it. If he feels like it's making you do that, he's not going anywhere.
And men need to learn to seduce their partners. I'm sorry. Come on.
What does that mean, baby? How do I seduce you?
I don't know. You
was that one of it? What I just did?
No, I've
did that work on you? Did that work on you just now?
No, baby. You know what I've noticed?
What?
I will just see you in the kitchen, washing plates.
When's the last time I did that?
Pots. I'm like, act of service. This guy, you don't get me. I mean, I like it.
I do.
I like it when
I
you're
used to do it for you,
caring.
but these days, look, I'm doing it for my boy.
You're doing it for your boy?
Yeah, because my boy is the one who is doing the shorts now. So,
like.
So these days, I feel like I'm doing it for him.
Oh, you don't still feel like you're doing it for me?
I said I used to do it for you, but these days,
okay.
you're not the one doing it for me.
Well, that's not the only act of service.
I think it's the pots. The pots when I get the pots.
Yeah, when you get the pots.
Yeah.
And everything is nice and clean. I'm like,
So you notice?
Of course, baby.
Oh, I didn't know you
My
noticed.
love language is acts of service. I notice when you do anything for me.
Yeah.
I know.
All right.
And then I naturally just want to give back to you, even if.
So now you owe me. You know, earlier on Antivi's platform, they said, "Who owes people?" I said, "Oh, romantic." Yeah, it's your responsibility to make other people, make them feel like they owe you. That's seduction.
Right. Like they want to give to you.
You orchestrate it and they orchestrate like you're. Listen, that's why it says that's too much work. You're not ready for more kerewa. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because people feel like once they are married, they don't need to continue seducing each other.
You used the language earlier. So you're bribing
for sex. For kerewa. Sorry.
I see where you're coming from there, but actually, when I do what she just said, I do it for me. That's my house.
Yeah.
It's my house. What do you mean bribing? This is my household, right?
And is there anything too much to do for your spouse? It's your spouse.
Yeah. And if whenever I sit down and I think about what they would think we turn it to Kenny right now. I don't want to talk it to Kumbaya, but let me say this one last one. You know, if I sit down and I list out what I appreciate about you, priceless.
Aww,
you can't even use the word
so
bribe. Like that sound. It's only people that lack experience that talk like that. They're all over the internet. They lack experience of they've had bad experience. I understand. Too, if you've had bad experiences, I have empathy with you. But that's why you're saying like, so you just bribe? Like, oh my show. No, it's not bribe. The way she returns that back to me is you can't match that. You know? What about her? Do I return back to her? Dude, I'm the price. What do you think?
See confidence. Hey.
Anyway, okay. We'll be right back.
I like it.
Yeah.